Ayo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10, and what I got for you today is some more NBA 2K24 Next Gen. Now, as you can tell by what's on the screen for you today, the build that I have for you happens to be a Prime Derrick Rose build. For those of you who wonder what I mean by Prime, I mean the youngest MVP ever Derrick Rose build, i.e. it is a right-handed jersey number 1 point guard playing for the Chicago Bulls. Now, Derrick Rose is technically measured in at 6'2" while weighing 196 pounds, I believe, in his prime. And then wingspan wise, I believe it's at about a 6'5". But I decided to go with a 6'8" wingspan just because the build that I make for you won't have elite contact dunks. But I want you to have the ability to put it on the build if you really want to. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So to start off with, obviously the driving layup, decided to put this all the way up to a 91. As I quickly put that up to a 91 and reduce this down to about a 68. Not 66, should do me right. This allows us to get Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, Gold Slithery, Hall of Fame Acrobat, Float, Game Pro Touch, and Scooper, as well as Gold Bunny. Key thinking here, Derrick Rose, as we all know, one of the best finishers at the rim that we ever saw in his prime. And then on the driving dunk side of things, to get pro and small contact dunks, you need at least an 87 on the driving dunk, because for pro contact dunks you need an 87, for small contact dunks you need an 85. And then on the vertical side of things, I decided to put this all the way up to about an 85 as well, because you need that for the small contact dunks, whereas for the pros you just need a 75. And as you can see, this does mean that we get silver posterizer on this build, as well as silver precision dunker, Hall of Fame aerial wizard, spin cycle, and two-step, which, as I said, with guys who are known for finishing well at the rim, the badges I would aim to get usually, to start off with, I would aim for two-step and spin cycle just because they deadly as hell and would be nice as hell to run with. Aerial wizard's never too tough to me, and then probably float game and acrobat with the fact that you're a 6'2" guard. Now that rounds up the finishing that we managed to put on this build. I'm gonna quickly actually deal with the physicals first, because then it makes it a whole lot easier when I'm dealing with the other attributes. So we decided to go with an 88 when it came to the speed, because as you know, he was one of the fastest players up and down the court with or without the ball in his hands. An 84 on the excel. Strength-wise, put it up to a 63, which is all to do with that nice little badge known as physical handles. And then when it came to the vert, as we said, 85. Stamina, we maxed it out at a 99. Now, to get into the shooting side of things, if you go into the animation store, you will realize that Derrick Rose's jump shot requires that you have at least a 76 mid-range jump shot or a 76 three ball. So I went with a 76-76 split, mainly because D Rose was capable of shooting jumpers, but he wasn't exactly known as the greatest shooter, and majority of his shots were around 10 feet, within 10 feet of the rim. So at a 76, I feel like you have a decent enough clip whereby you can shoot, but you're not the best, which is kind of obvious with the fact that you only get bronze blinders and deadeye, which makes a whole lot of sense, because when you're being contested, it's going to make a big difference for you. And then of course you get silver catch and shoot, silver green machine, guard up, space creator, spot finder, midi magician, open look, and whistle. And then the only thing you get gold is comeback kid, which again, you know what I'm saying, not too tough. Free throw wise, we decided to go with a 77 because you will be taking this build into the wreck, in which case you do need the free throw. When I'm making these builds, I will put a quick disclaimer: the free throw rating isn't necessarily how their free throw is rated. It's just to make the builds, it's easier if I don't put everything precisely like the free throws. That way we can have attribute points to put elsewhere. Now, playmaking. This was another strong point of Derrick Rose's game style. We decided to go with an 88 when it came to the ball handle, just because it allowed us a little bit more flexibility, and he does have one of the nicest handles. And then an 83 when it came to the speed of the ball. Now, these two paired up means that we can get gold triple strike, ankle breaker, as well as hyperdrive. And then on the other side of things, we can get silver blow by, killer combo, speed booster, unpluckable, physical handles, handles for days. So we can really break defenders down in one-on-one situations, which is kind of nice. And then on the pass accuracy side of things, I always do put this up to about an 84 at the very least, so you can get needle threader. My personal thing is, if you find yourself in a situation where you're doing bailout, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, that's tough, but you shouldn't need bailout too often. So for the fact of saving 3 attribute points that I can put elsewhere, I always leave this at about an 84, which means you do get silver dimer, silver needle threader, gold special delivery, silver touch passer, break starter, and relay passer. And then defensively, like, this is where the build had to lack a little bit, because D Rose wasn't exactly known as the best defender, but there's a version of this build where you can easily get yourself up to a 78 steal, which allows you to get silver interceptor, but at the same time it means that you only end up with like a 58 perimeter. So I decided to go the other way and give you a 79 on the perimeter defense, because I had played on that build with the low perimeter defense. And let me just warn you, if you are a guard and you put very little perimeter defense on your build, people are going to blow by you like no man's business, and it will be painful. So if you can, put it there whilst you still can. Now, as you can see, these are some of the badges we do finish with on this build. They're kind of nice, especially for a short guard build. And then the next thing we see is the Shades of. Now, the players we managed to get in the Shades of for this build happen to be Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, De'Aaron Fox, and Damian Lillard. The first two kind of make sense to it. Damian Lillard being here makes no sense because, in my personal opinion, he is way too good of a shooter to be ranked amongst these three. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, which if you did, don't forget to do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to share the video because it does help with the YouTube algorithm and getting these videos out there. If you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning post notifications on. And lastly but not least, don't forget to drop a comment down below telling me what other build you want to see me make. Anyway, it's been your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10. I'll catch you in a bit. Deuces.